Rain hammered against Daniel's kitchen window as he stirred another pot of watery soup. His hands were rough from years of construction work, and lately from washing dishes at Romano's diner until midnight. At 42, his face showed every struggle since Sarah passed 3 years ago. The insurance money was long gone, and his boy Jake needed new shoes again. Thunder cracked overhead. Through the sound came something else. A gentle knock at his door. Daniel wiped his hands on a faded towel and opened it. 2 young women stood shivering on his doorstep. They looked to be in their early 20s. Identical twins with long wavy hair plastered to their faces. They wore thin red dresses, completely wrong for this October storm. No coats, no umbrellas. Just matching silver necklaces catching the porch light. The first twin spoke with chattering teeth. Her name was Emma. Her sister was Lily. Their car had broken down 2 blocks away. Their phones were dead. Could they please just wait inside until the storm passed? Daniel hesitated. His shabby living room with its sagging couch and patched carpet wasn't much. But Sarah's voice echoed in his memory. She always said kindness cost nothing. He stepped aside. Coming before you catch pneumonia. The twins entered carefully as if afraid to disturb anything. Daniel brought towels and his only spare blanket. He poured them cups of hot soup, apologizing that it wasn't much. Emma's hands trembled as she accepted the chipped mug. "When did you last eat?" he asked quietly. Yesterday morning, Lily admitted, looking down. Daniel's heart squeezed. He knew that shame. He opened his nearly empty cupboard and made peanut butter sandwiches with his last bread. The twins ate slowly, savoring every bite. Jake wandered in rubbing sleep from his eyes. The 8-year-old stared wide-eyed at their visitors. "Dad, who are they?" "Friends who needed help," Daniel said, ruffling his son's hair. "Just like when we needed help, remember?" Jake nodded solemnly. After his mom died, neighbors had brought casseroles for weeks. The boy understood. As the storm raged, Emma and Lily began to talk. They'd been traveling, trying to make it on their own. Things had gone wrong. Money ran out. They'd been too proud to call home. Too ashamed. Daniel listened without judgment. He'd been young once. Made his own mistakes. Pride could be a prison. By midnight, the rain hadn't stopped. Daniel looked at his watch, then at the twins. "You can't go out in this. Take my room. I'll sleep on the couch." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "We can't take your bed. You already have. Now get some rest." Morning came with pale sunlight. Daniel woke to find the twins already up. They'd folded the blanket perfectly. Lily had somehow coaxed his ancient coffee maker into producing actual decent coffee. Emma was helping Jake with homework at the kitchen table. Her gentle patience reminded Daniel achingly of Sarah. The twins insisted on walking to find help. Daniel wouldn't hear of it. He called his friend Miguel, who owned a garage. Miguel arrived within an hour, but after looking at their car, he shook his head. "This needs parts one don't have. 2 days, maybe 3. The twins exchanged worried glances. "We don't have money for a hotel," Emma said quietly. "You don't need a hotel," Daniel replied firmly. "You stay here until the car's fixed." Those 2 days became something unexpected. Emma taught Jake fractions using pizza slices drawn on paper. Lily somehow stretched Daniel's meager groceries into actual meals. They cleaned without being asked, laughed at Jake's silly jokes, brought warmth back into the small house. On the 3rd evening, as they sat around the table sharing spaghetti, Emma finally spoke. "We need to tell you something. Our father is Richard Morrison." Daniel's fork stopped halfway to his mouth. The Richard Morrison, the real estate developer whose face was on half the buildings downtown. "Why didn't you say something?" "Because Lily said softly we ran away from his world. The expectations, the fakeness, everyone wanting something from us. We wanted to know who we really were. Emma continued, "But these past days showed us something. You have nothing, but you gave us everything. Your bed, your food, your kindness. You never asked for anything back." Daniel felt his face grow warm. "That's just being human." "No, Emma," said her voice breaking. "It's being extraordinary. We've met hundreds of people in our Father's world. Not one would have opened their door." The next morning, a black Mercedes pulled up outside. A silver-haired man in an expensive suit emerged. Richard Morrison's face was stern, but his eyes were red-rimmed. The twins ran to him. "Father, we're sorry." He held them tight. Then he turned to Daniel. "My daughters disappeared 3 weeks ago. I've had people searching everywhere. When they finally called this morning and told me about you," he paused, his voice thick, "I need to repay your kindness." Daniel shook his head. "They needed help. That's all." Richard Morrison smiled for the first time. "My accountant said you'd say that." He handed Daniel an envelope. Inside was a check that made Daniel's knees weak. "This is too much." "It's not enough," Morrison said quietly. "You gave them something money can't buy. You reminded them that goodness still exists." And he extended his hand. "I also have a proposition. My company needs a construction supervisor. Someone who understands integrity. The salary would be..." He named a figure that seemed impossible. "Jake wouldn't need hand-me-down shoes anymore. There'd be money for his college fund, for fixing the leaking roof, for breathing." Daniel looked at his small house, at Jake peeking from the doorway, at the twins smiling through their tears. He thought of Sarah and her belief in kindness. Sometimes he realized angels arrive in red dresses. Sometimes they arrive in Mercedes. But they all come when you open your door. He shook Richard Morrison's hand. 6 months later, Daniel stood in his new office overlooking the city. On his desk sat a photo from Jake's birthday party. The boy grinning between Emma and Lily, who'd become like family. Sarah's voice whispered in his memory. "Kindness costs nothing, but sometimes it returns as everything." If this story touched your heart, please share, and subscribe for more tales of unexpected kindness and second chances. Leave a comment below about a time someone's generosity changed your life. Your story might inspire someone who needs hope today. Read Triclawed can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.